Welcome to
QBConnect
in San Jose, USA.
So we're going to wrap it up, do a QBC wrap. That's what we're doing today. So we have
Steph from Growthwise in Australia.
Wayne Schmidt from Karbon in Australia.
Ian Vason, Karbon from the US. And we're going to talk a little bit about what we learned today and over the last 3 days here at QuickBooks Connect. So Wayne, I'm going to have you start us off. We're just going to ad lib and what we keep top of mind.
Some big things came through. I was really impressed about the whole, some of the speakers on like building a social business, making, having a social impact in your business and making it just part of it. That was one of the key takeaways for myself. And also just how the US marketplace has now, it's started to move to the cloud. Like, for previous years, it was always desktop. You know, when they talked about QBO, people booed. And this year, there was nothing about desktop. It was all about the cloud. So you could see that the momentum's here now. The cloud is here to stay. So they're not having all those issues about security and all those things.
Yeah, and I'll build on that. So it started off, the conference started off with Brad Smith, if you remember when he came out, and his entire conversation was around change. And so he used the analogy of flipping a coin. It's between challenge and opportunity. And versus previous years, it was all about what are you going to do to harness the cloud, the applications that are up there, and driving better efficiencies, which then led to a lot of the conversations this year, which I thought were better, around value pricing, around processes, and your stack. So what do you think, Steph?
I think that this conversation has evolved so much over the last couple of years, and the excitement that I think I'm seeing from all the accountants and bookkeepers here about what the future holds and what we can do. And I think Tyra Banks summed it up really lovely yesterday when she was encouraging everyone and actually just said, you know, go find people who like your ass. And she was telling a story. So it's okay, I can say that. But it's so true. You know, we've moved away from should we be doing this? Can we be doing this? What's actually happening in the world? And can we be using these apps and things now to concentrating on? We've got all this at our fingertips. As accountants and bookkeepers, we really do know our stuff. Let's go to the next level. And that next level is really picking out what you're really good at, what you can really do for clients, who you want to work with, and building the business, not the firm or the practice, but building the business that is going to help you really progress and propel forward. So I thought her talk was fascinating and interesting yesterday, and that one big takeaway that, you know, go find people who like your ass. I'm going to be using it forever. I
learned how to pivot.
You did learn how to pivot?
I learned how to pivot.
That was really good.
And Brad Smith talking about leaning to the future, not stay in the past. I thought that was a really good takeaway as well. I also noticed as a conference something really different. Did you notice that this conference is about the audience? It was all about, there was all the word you all the way through. I'm very passionate about that with my website talks. But it was all about the end person and the conference. It was nothing about, I saw no stats about, hey, we're doing this and rah-rah.
Yeah.
What did you get out of it?
I mean, for me, it was what I learned. It goes back to what you and I have talked about before, which was I think the opportunity is massive, and it's no longer about, well, should we be adopting cloud or you know, are there apps? It was more of how do we harness all that together and then be able to collectively better serve the audience. So he brought up again an interesting point at the beginning, which was it's a community, and the community works together as a collective. And versus before it was talking about we or centric, there was product centric or unique centric. It was about how does it all come together. And that for me was just a huge sea change. Before it was, the questions were really about where we're headed. Now we're here and how do we make the most of it as a group? Yeah.
I absolutely love the fact that this has been about collaboration. So I'm an Australian. I've never been to QuickBooks Connect before. And just that collaboration community feel of, you know, we had dinner last night with someone from the UK, someone from Canada, some Australians in there as well. And that sharing of knowledge, that sharing of problems, that understanding that this marketplace that we deal in of, you know, small businesses, sole traders, all those things, it's massive around the world. We all have similar problems, and it's so good to come together and just share those problems and look at how it can solve those things. And I think this has been an excellent forum for doing that, certainly over the last 3 days.
My last takeaway on this, my best session was it was all about apps, because lovely Wayne was up there telling about everything that he does. But seriously, I thought the sessions were really good. I thought that the fact that it wasn't a lot of what we'd seen previously, and there was a huge international contingent that was talking about all different facets. And for me, it was just fascinating because we live and breathe this, but seeing it all come together in one place was just, for me, magical. Last thoughts?
Oh, my last thoughts. Brad talking about life as a team sport, I thought was really powerful. I also loved the Soul Cycle, I think it was, talking about
Julie Rice.
Yeah, I really take the high road and a long view. I thought was really good takeaways, and and all about telling a story. From the girl from
Shonda Rice.
Yes, right. That was great. So my takeaway: these conferences are good. They're different. They are different. It's not the traditional technology. It's very much talks about so many different things. So less product, more about the audience. It was great, and the feedback is always great. So, yeah.
I did some excellent sessions on the first day that were talking all about leadership and, understanding what you're good at, understanding what you're not good at, and really knowing that you're a leader for your clients, knowing that you're a leader for your team, no matter what size team you have and no matter how many clients you have, and really the importance of learning that and bringing that into what it is that you do as a business owner as well. That's really important, something I'm very passionate about, and it's fantastic to see it on the stage throughout the entire conference.
So I think from Steph, from Wayne, from myself, I think that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. See you at QBConnect.
Bye, guys.
Bye.